Hello there, everyone. This is Diane at Pretty Pink Cottage. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I get into what my new journal project is, let me just kind of review what I've done in recent videos and show you some more results. So in one video recently, I did these scrappy collage pieces. So I have this to be a side pocket or a belly band or something. And I know I had to finish up a couple, and I sewed around all of them. And they're all just, I just used pastel colored copy paper. So not a heavyweight paper, but gluing all this stuff on them makes them quite sturdy. And then the tags, and I don't remember which ones I had to finish off camera. This one was pretty simple. I just added this little digital journal spot to it. But they look nice with the sewing around them. And then this is a pocket. I added this little strip of vintage masking tape to it. It actually came off of old sheet music or a book or something. And some journal cards. And the pocket. So I might actually use some of these in the journals that I'm making right now. I'm going to put them in that little drawer right there so they don't get lost. And in the video where I showed my Hobby Lobby haul, I had this stamp that I got for 67 cents, which I thought was really cool for a mid-century journal. And it's actually called Boho Circles. If you're looking for that, it's by Stampabilities, which is the Hobby Lobby brand. And I had tried it on the video, and I had said that I would probably try coloring it with different colors of markers. So I did that, and that's how it looks. It's kind of cute, right? Just wanted to show that to you. And I had also done a video recently where I had colored my papers with distress inks by, spraying my mat with water and inks and, rubbing the inks on, and then pressing the paper into it and then stamping. So I did all the stamping on the video, but this is what they look like. Look at all this stuff all cut out. Isn't that fun? I'm not using these in this current project, but I had fun playing, and I will use them in future projects for sure. And this one is supposed to cut it, but I left it this way because I might use it like this. So I could combine these pieces in any pattern that I want to. There's a lot of fun. This set was, these are Diane Reevely sets and from Ranger, and this was called Right Between the Lines, W-R-I-T-E. So you're supposed to, these were like little journaling lines. So just fun. And little tags and elements. Just a lot of fun. So I'll move these aside. I'll just take this whole sheet off. I might want this tablet, so I want to keep that handy. Now, I had done this on the video that I did yesterday. I stamped one of these, and then, I stamped one and then glued it to coffee dyed paper. So what I used for them, don't know where it is. Oh, it's right there. I have this pouch full of scraps of coffee dyed paper, so I just stamped it on my cut off pieces and then glued it to another coffee dyed scrap piece and then cut it out. So that's all it is 2 pieces of lightweight coffee dyed scrapbook paper. So I made 6 of them, and these are this is a Sam Poole stamp, and I believe it's just a single one. It's not in a, it's not in a set. And 2 of them, I liked the paper itself So I left that instead of leaving the blank side. I left that because this will go with the journals that I'm making. So I'll put them in the drawer with those other things. So now, what's the project? I have some paper from, I didn't get this out ahead of time, and I was going to, this is not it. Well, I'm not sure where the leftover pieces are, but I have this paper from, oh, I can't remember. It's very heavy, so I've had it for a long time because it's heavy, and I'm not sure. I mean, I don't want to make a journal full of these heavy pages, you know. I'm looking for the cutoff strip so I can tell you the name of the company. Blue Fern Studios. And this is a collection called Happy Accident 2. And these are just the cutoff pieces. So it's very collagey, and I loved it. I still do love it. And I decided I'm going to use it. But in order to make a dent in it, I don't remember how many pages are in it, but there's 2 of each design. In order to make a dent in it, I'm going to make 6 one signature journals. So these heavy papers will be the covers of the journals. So you can see I've got my papers, some of them cut, but they're all selected and placed inside a journal cover. So there's this one. Isn't that pretty? Pretty blue. So I ordered these online, and I've had them for several years. Don't know if they're still available. There's another blue, but they're very art journal-y, mixed media looking, and with more collage on the front side. This is actually the front side of this one, but I didn't want it to look too masculine. I already have this one with the gentleman on the front. And so I turned it the other way around, and I liked the pink and yellow colors here. And this one's so pretty. Oh, look at that one. I love that architecture, and then the collage on this page. And then this one with some flowers. It's pretty neutral on the inside, but mostly pink on the outside. I love this. So I don't know how I'm going to embellish the covers. This one I have all the pages cut to the right size or folded or whatever. And so I'm going to kind of put this one together. I wanted to have a digital page. I don't think this is right. I needed a digital page to kind of go with these, because I was thinking when I had this project in my head before I actually got out the papers, I was thinking that I would use one of my Amity Bloom sets, but then I realized they didn't really go with the shabbiness. And I looked in my digital files, and I found this set from Antique Paperie, which I don't think they're even in business anymore. I will look to make sure, and if they are, I'll put the link down below, but I don't think so. And I can't remember the name of this kit, but it's perfect for this. So I'm just going to, I had already kind of collated this bundle, so I'm going to match what I did here, but I didn't add the coffee dyed papers because they weren't dry yet. So I can talk about the papers that I have in here while we do this. So this is the digital, and then I used a TLC Creates Vintage, one of their Just the Basics sets, to print on the back side. And a piece of vintage stationery, and this page from a vintage book about music boxes and clockwork things. I love this book, and oh, I kind of hoard it, but I'm using it. There's another digital page. And this is really fun. I got this in a bundle of papers that someone had, or it might have been in a binder or notebook or something. It says Curiosity Department, and it's just got questions that are so fun. Where do the days begin? Where do the days get their names? What makes it dark by night but light by day? What makes some days warmer than others? How does a toad catch flies? How does a toad drink? So isn't that fun? Curiosity Department. I think that would be an awesome title on one of our journal pages, or a whole journal. Maybe you could make this a curiosity journal, and you could just fill up this journal with questions that you think of. And you could take years to fill up the book with questions, and maybe leave space for the answers if there are answers. Some questions are existential without any definite answers. Okay, so this is a coffee dyed paper or tea dyed paper that I ordered from an Etsy shop. Another digital. And this is a bonded stationery page. It's just plain, but it's beautiful paper. And this music manuscript paper. And it was quite tall, so I cut it in half because I wanted some pages that were smaller. So that's what I have in there, but now I have to add wrapping paper, scrapbook paper that I coffee dyed, the colored paper that I coffee dyed, and this is one that I played around with yesterday, and coffee dyed tracing paper, and a coffee dyed lined paper from a tablet, and this is a vintage tablet. And I'm thinking I might add one of these pages from an Ideals spring book, but I don't know. It just depends on how full the book gets, so I'm just setting them aside. So I have to find room for these pages in here. I think, let's see, these pages are smaller than the cover, so I have scrapbook paper cut. That will be the biggest page in the book, but sometimes I like to see things sticking out, but I think I want a full page in the front. I think maybe if this page was smaller, I might like it better with other things peeking out, like if I put this on the front, maybe. But let's go with this for now. So there's one scrapbook paper. I'm putting 2 scrapbook papers in. I'll put this one here. I'll add my wrapping paper there. My sisters are messaging. I can see it on my Fitbit. I can feel the vibration. Everybody lost Facebook for a while. And I thought it was just me because I've been having trouble with my internet. And I couldn't get back on because I couldn't get I was trying to reset my password and I wasn't receiving the code that they send. And so I just sent my sister a text message and told her, because that's how we communicate, we sisters, all day long. I said, I can't get on my Facebook right now. I'll try again later, but just let Barbara know, pass it on to her. And then Annette said that it's a worldwide thing. Facebook is down. And now they're messaging, I just started my video, they're messaging that it's back up again, and apparently they're wondering why I'm not responding, but they'll just have to wait. Let's see, I do want to make this smaller, actually. I think they're concerned that I can't get back on. I love the crinkly tracing paper. And I have one more page to add. I think I'll add this right here. So what are my plans for this journal? What I'm thinking, and you know, sometimes I have an idea for how I want things to go, and it doesn't, and it might change course as I work. But right now, my plan is, because of all the mixed media look and the collaging and layers of both this paper and this paper, the digital, I want to do layers. And I've done that in journals before, where I just do a lot of layers for the ephemera pieces and the page decoration. And I can use layers in my stamping and stenciling like this. So this has, first of all, it has the layer of coffee dye on it, and then I stenciled lightly. Can you see the stenciling right there? And then I added some stamping in a couple of different colors, so the stamps are layered. So there are several design elements going on there. And I can do layering with my collage pieces, like, well, I started working on this one with the fabrics, but which I didn't go to my sewing machine and finish. So this is just a little cluster that I layered fabrics on, and I will layer some lace underneath it and add it to the edge of a page. So I can layer the fabrics, I can layer these papers layered together with elements layered on top. So that's what the book is going to be, and it's, like I said, just one signature, and I think it's going to be fun. So let's do a little bit of work today. I don't know what I want to do, but I have a stack of stamps out. I think I'll use a big page. Stamps for layering, stamps for making journal cards with, like these. So I think I'm going to do some more of that. That was pretty fun. And I pulled out some stamps that I can use for making journal cards. Those are my wood block ones. This looks like a letter, a postcard, and my Tiffany & Company stamp. And then I have these by Prima, so that looks like a ledger, and then some little ones would make really cute. And I don't use these very much, and I really want to. And then I have these from Blue Fern Studios, journaling cards. These are just extra ones that I stuck in here. And I have these. So this is another postcard, and that's from Stampin' Up. And that one, I'm not sure where that one came from. And that one. So I could just, in this session today, make a whole bunch of these, and I won't use them all in these journals, even though I'm making 6. I would just save them for other journals. And I hope it wouldn't be a boring video to watch me just stamp these things. And I think it would be fun to see how they look. So I hope you think so too. So there's a stack of papers I can stamp on. Let's do the wood block ones first. This one is from, is it Stampa Barbara? Nope, Stampa Rosa. And I don't know where I got it. It's not a brand I usually see in the craft store, so I wonder if I got it at a flea market. I don't remember it. They're still talking to each other. Wondering what happened to Diane. Well, they're not. They've moved on to something else, but I'm sure they're wondering why I'm not responding. It's okay. I am really enjoying my stamps lately. Can you tell? I have so many stamps. And so I made sure I looked through my wood block stamps and pulled some out that I can use for this project. Mostly, oh, here's another one. I love this. Agent for all kinds of fine rubber stamps. And that's Stampers Anonymous. Oh, that was from Hobby Lobby. It says Tim Holtz collection. Is that what it says? I don't know. I'll look at that later. It looks like a Tim Holtz signature, but it's covered. Yeah, Stampers Anonymous. That's one of his brands. Yep. So that's really cute. I like that. I should probably do a couple of each. I won't cut them all out. Picking up my trash. Ooh, I almost dropped it on the page. I'll probably also add a paper doily as a page in these journals too. But I have some smaller ones out that I can use for adding layers of collage elements on a page. This go this way? I think so. Let's try some of these Prima ones. I don't think they'll stick to the blocks. Will it? Maybe. I'll do black for this one. I've been using Fallen Leaves. This one is Twilight Versifying Clear. Need a nice big one for this. Sorry for my creaky chair. It's getting really bad. I'd like to get a really nice office chair in here. I do spend a lot of time in here. gorgeous. Oops, that's not going to stick. So that, I could cut that into a small card or actually use it for layering. And I don't have to make the same pieces with the same stamps for all 6 journals. I have plenty of stamps. I should just do a variety. Today is, I'm filming a bit ahead for a change, and it's Tuesday, March 5th. So if you noticed, you probably lost Facebook for a while today, because my brother-in-law told my sister it was worldwide. But it didn't last long. I don't know how long it was. From the time that I noticed it till the time that I saw my sister saying it was fixed, it wasn't that long. Of course, I'll use these blank spaces for something else. I love that. And it's in French. That's so beautiful. Look at all this fun stuff. I'm keeping these little copy dyed tracing paper strips to use in layering too. I gotta do a couple more of those. Clean that off because it just looks so much worse on a white stamp. Someone commented a while ago in my comments about does the waterproof ink stain the rubber? And I said it does a little bit, but you're using your stamp. That's what it's for. And if I want it to be waterproof, I have to use those permanent waterproof inks. And not everything I stamp has to be waterproof, but I just really like this ink. So yeah, I would like things to look pristine, but I think it's kind of nice when they actually look used. You're getting enjoyment out of your items that you're using. Am I down too low? So I have these items. I pay for these so I can use them. So I would rather use them than keep them clean. And that's just my opinion. If someone doesn't want to use the permanent inks because they don't want to stain their stamps, that's perfectly fine. That's the way they like things. But I'm just saying, I don't mind if they get stained a little bit because I love using them. Having a stain on your stamps does not affect the way it stamps. If you let the ink build up into the crevices of the stamp, that would take a lot of doing, I think. But that might affect the performance of the stamp. But just having a stain on it doesn't. And this is also using up a lot of my coffee dyed paper scraps, which I don't accumulate as much as I used to because I don't coffee dye everything like I used to. I used to do everything vintage, so felt I had to coffee dye my paper all the time. But I do a lot of things that are in more color now, but I still like vintage. I think this one, it might be a Stampin' Up! One. I'm not sure. I guess I need this black. I'm thinking it'll fit on this better. It's not going to stick. It's dirty on the back, too. I think it was sticky, so it's got some debris sticking to the sticky so that it won't stick to the block. Oh, that's pretty. It's a pretty label. I'll look for some smaller pieces to put that on. I'll have fun cutting all these out, because these will be easy to cut out. Sometimes if I just set my stamps aside and I don't clean them till after, at the end of the video, which I do sometimes, but I might lay them on top of each other and then it transfers the ink onto the back of the other stamp and it doesn't wash off. So I'm cleaning them. This is pretty sticky. I think this is a Stampin' Up! One. And I added Aleene's Tack It Over and Over to the back of this one because it was one of the old ones that their stamps didn't used to stick to the blocks. So I had read a tip or heard a tip to use Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. These are dry ones. To help it stick to the block, and I did, and it made them really sticky. And that was a long time ago, and it's still sticky. I got hair stuck in there. I do have a bigger block, but let's see if this works. arm gets sore from inking and then pressing down onto the paper. And I did it quite a bit yesterday, so my arm is already sore. Now you can see that I got ink on the inside, which could be a problem. It might transfer to the paper. So I'll just wipe off what I can. And this is not sticking to the block. I thought it was sticky. Okay, I think it's going to stick. We'll see. Nope. There. Yeah, that looks good. I got enough of that inside stuff off. I could just press it down without a block, but I tend to wiggle it too much when I do that. Hopefully that, whoops, no, I don't want to rub glue all over that. I'm going to try to be a little more careful and not get so much on the inside. Just go around the outside and then that center strip. And yes, I did get some ink in there, but let's see if I can press it down without doing that. Oh, I got a little bit there. I'll just do one more postcard. I don't think I got much on the inside this time. Let's see. It came loose from the block, but my fingers caught the edge of it, so it didn't drop down. Yeah, that's good. There's still a little bit there. Did I do? No, I didn't do these. I said I was going to use my wood blocks first, but I didn't do them. I love that. I don't know why I don't use it more. I don't know if it's still available, but it is made by Stamp Francisco, Renaissance Art Stamps, and it was done in 1998. So I don't know if it's still available. And I think I probably ordered it online, but I don't know from what company. Might be able to find it on eBay if it's not available new anymore. Okay. Next. Oh, this one. This postcard is filled in. The other one, the Stampin' Up! One, was blank, but that's why it had all that empty space that I could blotch ink into. Will this fit this way? Yes, it will. It's crooked. This one is Carte Postale by Stampendous. I probably bought that at one of the craft stores. It's so sad that the craft stores don't carry so many stamps and papers anymore. I noticed at Hobby Lobby yesterday that the scrapbook paper aisle used to be completely full of paper, and now one end of it has, I don't even remember what it was, but it was something other than paper. Need a wet one. Are you bored yet? I have 3 more stamps to use, and then I will have used all of them that I got out for this. What time is it? Ooh, 40 minutes in. So these are the Blue Fern Studio ones. I'm going to try it like this, and if that doesn't work, because sometimes I have trouble with the Blue Fern Studio ones, but I bought the mouse pad yesterday on clearance at Hobby Lobby for the purpose of stamping with the stamps that I have trouble with. So if this one gives me trouble, I can try it with that. Does that fit? I can't really see. Just to be safe, I'm going to do the long way, in case I don't line it up right. Oh, that worked. I'm going to try it with the stamp pad, just to see what kind of difference it makes. Oh, that's even better. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Got a black splotch on that paper just by touching it. Move this up so I'm not getting out of frame. I hope I've been okay. I've probably been down at the lower end of your screen for a while. I'm sorry. I think I got pretty close to the edge of that paper, but it's on. Well, I'm going to be using this quite a bit, I think. Thanks for the tip, you guys. Lots of you mentioned that I needed to get a piece of foam, or some of you said a mouse pad. Can't remember. One of those foam plastic placemats, which I don't even know if you can buy them anymore. I used to have a lot of them for my grandchildren, but they don't need them. They use my cloth placemats now. Usually I just put a tablecloth on the table now, but I used to use placemats all the time when I had a big table. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, I've got another one of these to use. I'm glad I got out these stamps that I don't use that often. This one has roses in the corner. Oh, how nice and crisp that is. I have to say I had my doubts about foam because I had stamped oops, just dropped that upside down on my mat. I had stamped on those folding tables that are, oh, what are they made out of? I don't know, but they give. It's not like a solid wood table, and you don't get a good stamping because the surface would give on it. And I thought, well, foam would do the same thing. But look, that's beautiful. I'm sorry I doubted. Hope that's sticky enough. I think it is. This looks like a Prima one because it's white. Well, no, this is the part that was white on the Primas. So I don't know what brand this is. Very nice. I'm going to do this a couple more times. And while I do this, I'm going to say thank you for watching today. Thank you for coming along. I hope you were crafting with me. And I know I didn't do much on the journal project, but I will use quite a few of these in the journals, I believe. But I'm also building up my stash for these kind of things. And I hope you are having a creative day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.